Hello everyone, Dr. Jen here. This week I'm going to dive into a quick little yoga core workout. Something I get asked all the time, how do I strengthen my core? And how do I trim my waistline? Really great exercises for that. So we're going to be doing some core work. We need a little bit more energy. Today we're going to do wild orange and peppermint before our yoga. So if you have wild orange and peppermint, grab it. If not, you can click the link down below the video and you can grab some or set up a time to chat with me and I can help you with it. But these are amazing to energize you, help with focus, give you a little lighthearted joy. And you just rub your hands together, take a couple deep breaths. If you don't have essential oils, just take a couple deep grounding breaths with us. So we'll inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Let's do two more. Last one. And then I like to apply that to my neck and my shoulders. And then we're going to get right into it. Okay, so optimally you have something comfortable to lay on, a carpet, a towel, a yoga mat. If you have blocks, great. You don't need them. If you want to grab them, there's a link down below for some of the blocks that I really like. They're just a really inexpensive thing to have around the home that's going to make your yoga practice a little more accessible a lot of times. Okay, so we're going to start at our back really quick, and we're going to talk about our core. So we have multiple muscles in our core. The deepest muscle is called our transverse abdominis, and that is what actually pulls our waistline in. So we're going to take our hands to our hips, and what we're going to do right now is we're just going to rock our pelvis. So you're going to see this space behind my low back. You can kind of see it goes away, and it comes back and arches, right? I want you to find that movement, and you can take your hands to your hips to feel that movement. So in the very beginning, this can be really challenging for people. And if you're struggling with this, pause right here and just work on this motion. When you get to that tucked position, see if you can hold that for 5 to 10 seconds, and then take a break and repeat that about 10 times. And you're going to do that maybe 3 sets of 10 until that starts to get a little bit easier. And that could take a little bit of time, but just bear with it and see how it goes for you. So that's our first exercise, is really just starting to engage that core. So if we do not engage these muscles that we need to get that pelvic rock, our transverse abdominis, our obliques, the deeper abdominal muscles, what happens when we do sit-ups is we get that bulging, and that is our rectus abdominis taking over. And we don't want that because it leads to injuries. We're using our hip flexors, our abdominals and things when we want to be using our deeper core muscles, our stabilizer muscles. So we want to get really comfortable with that firing, because I'm going to ask you to fire through your deep abdominal muscles by drawing your navel in and up throughout our exercises. And you want to be able to try to keep this engaged the whole time. Ultimately, that is your goal. It might take you a little while to get there. So we have that good engagement. So let's grab behind our thighs. Now that we understand that, we're just going to rock and roll a few times and come all the way up to a table. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, open up your fingers nice and wide. Your pointer fingers are pointing forwards, not in like this with your middle finger pointing forward, your pointer finger pointing forward. We'll draw our tailbone under and draw the navel in and up, so that nice alignment in my spine. And then from here, let's just warm up the wrists by rocking side to side. We're pushing through the palm of our hand and our fingertips. We're going to rock forward and backwards. Draw some circles. Doesn't matter which direction. We'll do both. Switch directions. Let's sit back. You can keep your toes tucked if you want to get a stretch through your plantar fascia, through the bottoms of your feet. But let's take our left wrist out and tuck it under and get a nice little stretch there. And we'll switch sides. Okay, we're going to make our way into a plank pose. So for our plank pose, you can keep your knees on the ground. What I want is your shoulders over your wrists and a nice line through your spine. Your chin is tucked, so we have a tendency to drop our head or lift our head. We want to be looking down with our chin tucked. Ultimately, we want to meet in a nice plank. and our core is engaged. So don't let your belly drop, but tuck under like we practiced at the beginning. Let's warm up in our plank and hold. Sometimes when we move, it seems a little less hard, but if this is challenging enough, just hold your plank. We're gonna shift forward and backwards, breathing through it. And then we're gonna come back to center and shift side to side. That's why we warmed up our wrists, right? And then from here, we're going to be doing some circles. Find a lift between your shoulder blades. So you don't want to be sitting deep with your chest. You want to be lifted. We'll switch directions. Option to come down to a table here and step your right foot forward. If you'd like the challenge, bring your knee in towards your chest. Bring your right foot forward. Untuck your left toes and bring your hands to your hips, tucking that tailbone under again. Arms lift up. Let's get a nice stretch through our hip flexor and give our wrists a break. So while your arms are lifted, just taking some wrist rolls. Maybe grab your left wrist and reach up and over, getting a deeper stretch through that left side. We'll come back to center, plant our palms, tuck our left toes, inhale up, three-legged dog, and then exhale back to plank. From here, let's go ahead and take our left leg up, and you can step it forward, or you can always come down to table to do that. Untuck your right toes, inhale up. Again, maybe take a few more wrist circles if that felt good. Breathing here. Grab your right wrist, reach back up and over. Navel is drawn in, core is engaged. When our hip flexors are tight, we tend to engage them instead of our deeper abdominal muscles, so stretching through them like this is really helpful. Plant your palms, inhale back, three-legged dog, and then we'll make our way back to our plank. Okay. From here, we're gonna do some walking planks. So again, we wanna make sure we're lifted out of our shoulders, our tailbone is tucked under, and then take a big inhale. Exhale, drop down to your right elbow, then your left. Inhale, right, left. Now we do the opposite. Down, left, right, up, left, right. Trying to stay as stable as you can. You want to go anywhere from 1 to 10 of these. Keep breathing as you're moving. So that was 2 on each side. We're moving on to 3. Core is engaged. Arms are working. And then 5, which is 10 total, because we did 1 on each side. Coming back to your plank, lift that right leg, step it through. We'll shift back and we're going to stretch through our hamstrings. If you have your blocks and you want them, you can take them to your sides. We straighten through our right leg, lift long through our spine, and begin to fold forward using our blocks if we want. I find a lot of times when we do core work, we overutilize our hip muscles, so giving a little stretch through them and a little love as we're doing it gives us a little break through our core, and then also helps keep our muscles long and flexible. Release that. Plant the palms. Inhale back. We can go to three-legged dog, come back to plank, and let's take the left side. Option to use those blocks. Long spine. Left hip pulls back, and we fold forward. Keep breathing here. Release that foot, blocks off to the side. Plant your palms, three-legged dog, back to plank. Little bit more work here in plank, we're almost done. Shoulders lift, always option to drop to your knees, tailbone tucks. Chin is engaged. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. We do the left side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lower. Again, you can do that up 1 or 10 total. Inhale, right. Cross. Inhale, tap. Good. Inhale, lift. Tap. Inhale, lift. Cross. 2 on each side. This is number 3. Inhale, lift, tap, inhale, lift, cross. Keep that good form. Tailbone tucked, chin tucked, long neck. Lift through your shoulders. Keep breathing. If you need to take a break, pause the video, take a break, finish your reps. Notice I'm still keeping the weight in my knuckles and out of my wrists. And then from here, drop your knees, and then we'll push back just to child's pose for a few breaths. Let the arms come out long. Let the wrists release, maybe roll through your wrists. Letting your breath come back to normal. One more breath. And then we're gonna sit on up. Swing our legs out to the side. And we're going to come to boat pose. The tendency here is to really fire through your hip flexors. I want your core engaged and long spine. So you don't have it as much of a surface or a way of gauging where your spine is, but you want that tailbone tucked under so you're right on your sit bones and your navel drawn in and up. Step 1 here is the legs can lift up. Try to squeeze your knees together. Try to stay lifted in the chest. So no rounding, but long and lifted. You can extend your arms. You can lift your legs. We'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can stay right here, or if you want to make it harder, grab a block. Take it in your right hand, big inhale. Exhale, cross it under. So it goes under the left leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cross. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cross. You can still just be holding in boat, or you could be challenging yourself here with this little extra addition. Navel engaged so the hip flexors aren't firing. If you're feeling this in your hip flexors, take a break. Lift through the spine. Let's do 2 more on each side. Last one. Place the block off to the side and just rock and roll a few breaths. Coming all the way back up. Curling up in a little bit of a ball and just giving yourself a rest. We're going to do a little bit more in boat pose. And then from here, again, we'll move into boat. Option 1 is to hold boat. Option 2 is to flow with me. So inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Navel engaged. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keep going. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Grab behind the legs, rock and roll. And then when you make it down to your back, let your legs extend out long, let your arms reach out long, and just take a nice full body stretch. Bending your knees from here. You're going to take your arms down by your sides. Tailbone tucks under. We're going to get our obliques a little bit more. Arms long. Gently lift your chin and your shoulders. Try not to lift your head. Try to keep it in line, but everything lifts together. And we go left, right, left, right. Navel is pulled in and up. So no arching of the back. Everything's pulled in, and we're firing through the obliques. So if you look down, you're seeing a big bulging in your belly. Reset, and try to get nice and flat through your belly. Keep breathing here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms long, legs long, stretch it out. Bend your knees if it feels good and just let them rock back and forth. This is one of my favorites, and this helps you work up towards handstands. It's pretty hard, but I'll give you some options. So the first option is lay nice and flat, long spine, arms long, hands lifted up over your head, chin tucks in, draw your navel in. Try to hold there. If that's challenging enough, stay there. Lift your head. If that's challenging enough, stay there. If you can and you need the extra, lift your toes, look towards your toes. Your navel is drawn in. We hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I'm shaking. 3, 2, 1. And we lower. Good. Bend your knees. Let those legs wash windshield wiper side to side if it feels good. That's a challenging one, but it's a really good one to help with your inversions, your arm balances, your handstands, and just trimming up that waistline, pulling in that transverse abdominis. So let's take a break from that. We'll take our hands just a little bit under our hips. Legs lift. From here, your navel is drawn in and our back is flat on the mat. We're gonna lower our legs as far as we can control with our back on the mat. So I'll show you what tends to happen so you can see my back. When you lower, your back lifts. You see that? We don't want that. If you feel that, you've gone too far. Only go as far as you can before the back lifts. So if you can, the tailbone tuck, you're gonna lower all the way down and up. Now, it's more challenging if your arms are lifted. It's easier if your arms are by your side. So do it with your arms by your side. I was just doing it to show you. So let's go for 10. Squeeze the legs together. 9. If you start to feel your hip flexors fire, you're going too far, lower it off. 8, 7, navel engaged. 6, 5, 4. To make it more challenging, add in scissors. 3, 2, and the last one. Good, let those legs come down. Maybe windshield wiper those to the sides. Let's do one more of our handstand prep lifts, just for a little more static hold. Arms lifted overhead, chin tucks, navel engaged. Stay here if that's enough, or lift your head. If you need the legs, you lift the legs. We hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees in. Give yourself a big hug. You can repeat any or all of these exercises. These are just some of my favorites. So let's take, if you have a block, we're going to do, well actually, before we do that, tailbone tucks under, legs heels in by your glutes, arms long. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So really rocking the pelvis the whole time. So watch, tuck under, lift, lower, untuck. We're going to do about 10 of those just to get some articulation of the spine. Your arms are down by your side, but I just want you to see what my spine's doing. Good. So keep breathing through that. Just helps to move the spine and kind of give the hip flexors a break, and then we're going to take a nice hip flexor core stretch here. 2 more. Last one. Stay up on this one. If you have blocks, great. If you don't have blocks, you can take pillows and put them under your hips. So what you're going to do is take a block underneath your hips. It's on the bony part below the low back, kind of above the fleshy part of your bum. From here, you're going to start to extend one leg and then the other, and then reach your arms up overhead. Feel a little stretch through the hip flexors, stretch through the core. Maybe you get there and that's not enough. You can always take the block and come up to the next level, or use 2 blocks. Just find what works for you. And wherever you are, breathe and make sure that you have no pain. If you have any pain in your low back, you've gone too far, you need to back off. Big belly breaths here. Two more. Last one. Bring your feet in, lift yourself up off of your block, lower one vertebra at a time, all the way down. Let your knees knock in towards one another. Bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. Close your eyes and let's just breathe here for a few minutes, letting our low backs release. Taking your arms up overhead, your legs long. Feeling a nice big stretch. Bring your knees into your sides. We'll roll on up all the way to a seated position. And that is some of my favorite core work. So you can repeat it. You can find the exercise that work for you. Once you know them, you can go back and just do more repetitions of the ones that you really enjoy. So for me, I probably would have done 1 to 2 more sets of each of those exercises to get my full core workout. But I just wanted to give you guys a little taste of it and let you guys get started with that at home, because we all have to start somewhere, right? If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like the video, you subscribe to my channel, click the bell so you get notified each Tuesday when I drop a new video. It means the world to me. Head over to Instagram, check me out at Natural Wellness Tips, stay in tune with what I am up to, and we will see you back here next Tuesday for another yoga video.